Hi, I'm Annie Delaney, and thank you for joining for this deep dive on our sleep check feature. We've made it really easy for you to be able to meet your compliance requirements as well as simplify something that can be a challenge for you during the day. So, this is our session where we'll go through exactly how to use the feature. You'll walk out feeling confident and prepared in order to use it to make your day easier. So, let's dive in. So our sleep check feature, highly requested feature from folks, especially those in states that require the physical checking and recording of a child as they are sleeping in 15-minute increments. And we're really excited to be able to introduce this to you to simplify that process and make it easier for you. So what we'll go through today is we'll introduce the feature to you. We'll show you how it supports your compliance, saves you time, keeps children safe. We'll walk through how to use it step by step and do a live demo. So your requirements, again, these are important requirements for you to maintain and therefore the health and safety of a child. And certain states like California do require you to go and physically check on that child and keep a log of any observations of that child during that period of time, all for the effort of keeping children, all for the purpose of keeping children safe. The documentation that is required looks something like this. This is a sample form that they recommend. If you've been doing this, something like this looks really familiar to you. And you also are really familiar with the challenges of it. Of course, you recognize the importance of it, but remembering the timing of every 15 minutes to go check on that child can be a challenge. Keeping those written records, it's a lot of paperwork that builds up. That can also be a challenge for you to maintain, along with many of the other pieces of documentation you have to record as well. And then you're also balancing these checks with the other responsibilities that you have. Of course, you know it's important to go check on that child, but you can utilize some reminders, something that can help you, a little bit of a tool in your pocket to be able to make that easier for you. So that's what Raise Kids is. It has these built-in reminders. So every 15 minutes after that start time, you'll get a pop-up notification, push notification sent to your phone that will say to check on that child. You press right on that, and it will bring you to a place where you can record the child's position as well as any observations. Of course, this is paired with a visual check of the child as well. This now keeps an easy digital log for you because you're logging it right there in the app. It saves it right there for you. No more lost or missing paperwork. And now these records are accessible for licensing because you can get a whole record of them for every sleep event that happens. You can click into it and see the log of all the checks that were made. So what it actually looks like is here is the first screen that you would go to after you go to press to add a new log. You would start a sleep session for that child and you would select one or more children. You would select the start time and then you would also have a toggle on to send reminders every 15 minutes if you want those. And you would then press start sleep log and it would start that timer. After that 15-minute period, you would look here, as you can see, it will come as a pop-up onto your phone with a sound that alerts you to check on that child and record any observations. What it actually looks like when you go to record an observation is it automatically populates for every 15 minutes, and then you would press that you would like to add a new one. You would record the child's position, back, stomach, or side, and then any necessary observations about the status of that child. And then you would press save and continue. And then when you are complete, you finalize that, and now you have a record of all of those checks every 15 minutes for that child. So as you can see here, a nice, simple interface, easy to use. Let's dive into the app so I can show you that live. Here we are in the app. You can see all of our children listed up at the top. We're on Lucas's profile at the moment. We'll go ahead and start to track for Lucas since he's the baby of the group, and we'll go to the menu bar in order to do so. Down below, you can add a sleep event, but that is different than a sleep check. So a sleep event could be added by you or a parent. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing a sleep check in association with it. But if you do record sleep checks, it will then log the beginning and end time of that sleep event so that parents can be alerted to that. I'll show you what I mean. So up at the top left corner here is the menu bar. Here you're going to go to Program Tools, expand that, and Sleep Checks is one of those. We've put it here sort of separate from the rest of it because it really is something that only the child care providers would need to have access to versus the parents. And so we've put it here, but again, we do record that information of that sleep time onto the child's profile so it's visible to parents, but and not all of the 15-minute checks. So if you press sleep checks, you'll come into this screen that will show you all of the prior recorded sleep checks. You can click on any one of them and be able to see all of the records that are associated with that sleep check. And again, those are accessible at any time. We'll go back, and what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and start a new log. So we'll press the plus button, start new log. We'll go ahead and select Lucas for that. And we can indicate the time that that started. So let's say it started 10 or so minutes ago. We'll go ahead and set that as our start timer because that was when we put the child down. And we'll have on toggle the send reminder each 15 minutes. We'll press start sleep log. And then here you can now see that there is a new record that started at 2:14, and we can click into that. We can edit the beginning time. We can also end that log here if we didn't need it anymore. You can delete the record. But what we'll really do is every 15 minutes, we'll come in and press this plus observation, which will bring us right into the screen where we can actually add an observation. So we had the start time set at 2:14, which can be adjusted here. We can also set the end time here. But what we really want to do is add an observation. And so the observation automatically links with the start time. So once you press that add observation button, this grays out, and then this will be 15 minutes after that start time. Here, you can now log the position, so indicate whether the child is on their back, stomach, or side, and then state anything about that child, so whether they have labored breathing or signs of distress, or you can indicate none. And then you would save that and continue tracking if you would like to continue tracking and have the next 15-minute reminder sent to you. If the child is now awake, you can now press save and end tracking, and it will stop those automated reminders from being sent to you. But here we'll say save and continue tracking. And now we can see that in here we have an observation that was logged. We can go ahead and press end log here, or you can also go into the record and press end log here. Either way, ending that log is going to stop those automated reminders from being sent to you. So if you have ended it, you do not need those reminders anymore. You press end log, confirmation to say that we will not send you those push notifications anymore. Okay, and now that has been logged, and you can see it's ended here. So it records at the start time that you said and the end time here from the last log time, last log check. If you go into it, you can see you can still edit it here if necessary, or delete that record. So what we can also see is if we go to the Home tab and we go to Lucas's profile, we can see that there was a sleep event that was logged for him from 2:14 to 2:29, which is the most recent one that we just did. So once that is finalized, it will then be communicated to parents to show them how long Lucas was sleeping for. That's the really important information that they want to know. The sleep checks they trust that you're doing, and you would alert them to any necessary or any issues that they would need to know about. So you're doing two things with one click, which is really convenient for you. So now we'll jump into some questions and some best practices. Some frequently asked questions that we get from folks who are starting the sleep check feature or currently using it. What happens if I forget to log one of the checks? You can still go back in and log it. It will automatically populate for the next 15 minutes and show that you have done that. We trust that that is being that you are doing that as part of your visual observations. And therefore, you can just go ahead and press add observation. In case you missed the last one, you can press add observation and go to the next one. Can I turn off reminders? You can turn off reminders by toggling that on and off toggle where it says in the sleep event to send a 15-minute reminder. You can toggle that off so that those reminders aren't sent anymore. And of course, as the sleep event has finished, you would then press end tracking and it will no longer send those reminders for you. Are the records saved automatically? You do have to press as you're you're noting that check, you do have to press that you want to save and continue or save and end tracking. So it is all saved there for you, but you just have to press that save button so that that happens, and then it's saved there as long as you need it to be. And can I log sleep for more than one child at once? You can. When you're going and selecting that child, you can do a multi-select and it will create two different records for that child that you can log them individually because they may have a different time that they woke up and that you would log independent records for them. And now for some tips and best practices. One of the most valuable things about this feature, of course, it does help to simplify the documentation, but the 15-minute reminders are really game changing. That is something that makes it so much easier for you to meet your compliance requirements and take something away from your mind share of having to continue to think about something. It tells you you need to go check on them. But in order to get those notifications, you have to have your notifications set to on. So maybe you join the app and you press don't allow push notifications. That would mean that these are not going to be sent to you because you've set those as not being allowed for the entire app. You would need to go into your app settings within your phone. You go to your phone settings and in the app, press allow notifications. You can then customize those notifications so that you're getting the ones that you want to. So say you set off for notifications because you don't want to be dinged all the time if parents are liking photos, because we know that they do love all the photos that you're adding, or if they're adding comments. But so you can customize those. So you can toggle in and on and off these email or push notifications depending on the type of event that is happening for that notification. You access these through the menu bar, settings, notification settings. So again, menu bar in the top left corner, settings, notification settings, and you can adjust those. Of course, keep your phone volume or notifications audible during nap time so that you get that ding as it tells you to go check on that child. And you're, we know that you're pairing this with your actual visual observation so that you can note any concerns and make sure that that child is safe as they are sleeping. So this is an automated reminder to help you, but of course that needs to be paired with the visual observation of the child. And document how this supports your compliance for licensing purposes. So we know that licensing has often accepted this, but that doesn't mean that every licensor is familiar with it or really fully understands it yet. So have your documentation to show that this is what you are doing to maintain those sleep logs, and make sure that your licensor agrees with that and they will accept that as part of your documentation. So our next steps, I encourage you to try it, see how it works, play around with it. Again, it's a really simple interface, very easy to use. You press that add log observation and then add those observations every 15 minutes. And just try it out and see if it helps you. And know that this feature was not designed to add more work to your plate, but it is something to help aid in all of the responsibilities that you have, and it's designed to help you. So utilize it and have it take one thing off of your plate that you have to continue to remember to do. Visit our Help Center anytime for a step-by-step walkthrough so you can see any troubleshooting that you would have. You can see right there, but you can also reach out to us anytime. So support@raisedkids.com is our email address. See our phone number here, 617-843-5892. You can call or text that number or reach out to us via chat at help.raisedkids.com. We're excited to be able to support you as you are supporting children and families, and hopefully make this one thing that is simpler for you and take something off of your plate. So go ahead and dive into it. Let us know if you have any questions, and we look forward to seeing you soon.